Max, and I should have said daughter Sammy, sorry Sammy, and son Max. She is one of those dedicated moms always involved in activities at school. Whether arranging teacher appreciation lunches, working school events, chaperoning field trips, raising funds for needed supplies, or just providing a helping hand, Tracy is always a yes woman. She has served on the site council at Wagner Elementary School and has been an executive officer and member of Wagner Parent Teacher Organization for 12 years. Aprende, Kyrie Middle School, and Corona del Sol are also schools who benefit from her volunteerism. If not volunteering at a school, she's working to raise funds for schools, organizing and hosting events, supporting Kyrene and Tempe Union High School Education Foundation. Tracy currently serves as the vice president of the National Charity League. And along with Sammy, her daughter, they contribute many hours of service to our local communities and nonprofits. Since 2011, Tracy has also been a member of the East Valley Women's League. That's her fan club. She's got a great fan club here tonight, chairing many of the League's projects. But in 2013, she assumed leadership of the League's largest project, the Cinderella Affair. I know many of you are familiar with the Cinderella Affair and what its purpose is, but just for those of you who aren't, I'll give you a brief summary. The Cinderella Affair was established 11 years ago, Tempe Community Council and East Valley Women's League working together to provide prom dresses for young women in our community who could not otherwise afford to go to prom. They've also incorporated boys into their program as well. Tracy embraced her commitment and has continued to serve as chair for 3 years. Tracy has said that she was touched by the purpose of the program and takes time to meet and engage the girls and families being served. In her teens, Tracy remembers the challenges of limited resources and was able to buy a dress for prom herself. She also understands that prom serves as a rite of passage for many young women. Tracy decided that a single weekend would not work any longer. Too many girls were coming from near and far to be served for Cinderella Affair. So Tracy decided that the dresses needed a permanent home and Cinderella Affair needed a permanent place. So after many hours, she appealed to her husband, Tim. Thank you. You're part of this too. He donated, and they found a spot that he actually owned from his business and gathered a bunch of volunteers, went to the storage unit, and filled the place up. She recruited retail and bridal shops owners to become regular donors of formal wear and accessories, incorporated shoes, purses, jewelry, and accessories. Her efforts transformed the space into a Cinderella castle to ensure every girl that entered would have a magical experience. Private sessions can be held for special interest groups such as the Tempe Sister Cities Exchange Program, special groups including also those with disabilities or in residential foster homes and CPS placements. Tracy's leadership and contributions to the new site helped increase the outreach of girls served from 748 in 2014 to over 1,800 this year. Tracy takes time to work with the girls one-on-one and goes the extra mile to make sure that each girl has a dress. She has helped girls purchase a new dress who are unable to find one in their size at the boutique. Her efforts go beyond the Cinderella Affair. After providing a private session for an entire special needs prom, she also donated decorations and attended their gala as well. To Tracy, the Cinderella Affair is more than just getting a dress, it's an experience. By giving the girls the opportunity to look and feel like a princess, their inner beauty is allowed to be more fully expressed on the outside. Tonight it is my honor to share in presenting Tracy Estison, AKA the Fairy Godmother of Tempe, an exceptional volunteer and my dear friend. Sweet Tracy, will you please join me on the stage to receive your very well-deserved reward?
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. I just wanted to say a couple of words. First, I wanted to acknowledge Kathy Harris for nominating me for this award. She's part of my women's group and a dear friend. And also to Tempe Community Council for voting for me. I'm so grateful, so humbled to be here and to be able to provide what I do for the community. And my mother definitely raised me right in the caring and giving environment. And also, I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for my wonderful husband, Tim. He is the best support and the most wonderful husband anyone could have. And then my two beautiful children who suffer sometimes without having dinner on the table. But anyway, I'm just very grateful and humbled, and thank you all very much.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the Executive Director of Tempe Community Council, Kate Hanley, to present our next award.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, and thank you for sharing this special evening as we honor our inspiring volunteers, our generous benefactors, and pretty soon the Don Carlos Humanitarian recipient. It's my honor to present the Lifetime Achievement in Philanthropy Award to an individual or an organization that has established a legacy of caring for our community and has given generously over a significant period of time. Tempe has actually been graced with the generosity of several great philanthropists, and I'm pleased to recognize our past Guiding Light recipients who are joining us tonight. My dear friend Jerry Brock. Jerry, give us I know you probably won't stand up, but give us a wave. Dispersed throughout the group, Tempe Diablos, many of whom are on the trail ride tonight, but a few representatives are here. Thank you. The Ramsey Social Justice Foundation. Kiwanis Club of Tempe. And last but not least, our title sponsor, SRP, Salt River Project. It's my pleasure to bring attention to, highlight, and recognize Avnet Incorporated and its employees for all that they have done for our community and beyond. Avnet is not only a business or neighbor providing employment opportunities and generating tax revenue. They are a business that connects and cares in the communities they serve, and with great intention, model and support a culture of philanthropy for their employees. If you live in the East Valley, you probably know someone who works for Avnet, with 4 facilities in or near Tempe and on our border. Many of their employees live, work, and play in Tempe. That's where I would go, even if I lived on the border. They also volunteer and give very generously to our local nonprofits and to our schools. Started in 1921 by Charles Avnet as a small business selling radio parts in downtown Manhattan, Avnet today is a leading global distributor of electronic components, IT solutions, computer services, and embedded technology in over 115 countries. In 1998, Avnet moved their headquarters to the Valley with 1 facility in Tempe and 3 on our borders in Phoenix and Chandler. As a public company, Avnet believes its responsibility to its employees, its industry, and its global community extends well beyond business and financial goals. They have a long history of community involvement, both through financial giving and hands-on volunteerism through its employees-led Avnet Cares. Recognizing the importance of their employees' well-being and how that support goes well beyond the workplace, Avnet Cares was launched in 2008. And through this program, a culture of community service and volunteerism and charitable efforts of AVNet employees are inspired, and boy, are they supported. Each year, every AVNet employee is provided 8 hours of paid release time to volunteer during regularly scheduled work hours. For every volunteer hour up to 100 per employee, the Dollars for Doers incentivize and provide $10 per volunteer hour to the organization benefiting from the service of the AVNet employee. Outstanding volunteer efforts are recognized on a quarterly and annual basis, and the nonprofit that benefited from the award winner's volunteerism also gets $2,500 as part of the employee's recognition. Though worldwide AVNet employees giving is impacting many, our focus tonight is mostly on our Arizona AVNet friends and neighbors and what they're doing in communities across our state. In 2014, Arizona AVNet employees donated about $350,000 to 74 nonprofits. They held 13 fundraising events and provided 6,200 volunteer hours. Thanks to the employees' efforts, an additional $206,000 was generated by the match from the company. Tempe Community Council has been very fortunate to benefit from AVNet Cares program by the dedicated hours of one of its employees, Genevieve Vega, one of our hosts for tonight. Genevieve serves on our board of directors, and in addition, Lois Riley and numerous AVNet employees have supported the Cinderella Affair for the last 3 years through their volunteerism, fundraising, and donations. AVNet employees regularly volunteer and support many local organizations, really too numerous to list, but there's a list out there on the display boards. For 9 years in a row, AVNet has been named by Fortune 500 as one of the world's most admired companies. And we can really see how they've earned this distinguished recognition. And we're a little bit late to the dance here, but we decided that we think AVNet should be our 2015 most admired company and employees as well. So it is with great pleasure we present this well-earned award to AVNet and their generous employees. Please join me in thanking AVNet Incorporated and welcome their representatives, Tony Ramsey and Joelle Redmond, to accept the 2015 Guiding Light Lifetime Achievement in Philanthropy Award.
Everyone, I'm Tony Ramsey. I am so honored on behalf of all of my colleagues at this table. I made sure that we had all of the AVNet committee members, especially the ones that have done really great things in our community in the last year with our hands-on, ICANN, Cinderella Affair. We are so honored. We thank the Tempe Community Council and the City of Tempe, SRP, everyone for this great honor. We love our employees. We love AVNet. It's a great place to work, and we get to give back the way we want to, and it's right here in our community. Thank you very much.
The Don Carlos Award is named for Tempe's pioneer founder, Charles Trumbull Hayden, and recognizes him as the originator of human services caring for and about each other in Tempe. Hayden was nicknamed Don Carlos and was known across the Arizona territory for the assistance he provided to people in need. He offered hospitality in his home, gave financial support to good works, and brought a civilization in the desert land. The Don Carlos Humanitarian Award is special because it embodies Hayden's legacy and spirit. Tonight's honoree, Ravine Aurora, joins an illustrious list of previous Don Carlos Humanitarian recipients. I'd like to take a moment to recognize those humanitarians who are with us this evening. When I read your name, please remain standing or give us a wave. Mimi Bowman, we're so pleased you could join us, having so recently lost your life partner and humanitarian Mac Bowman. Catherine May and Dan Abbott. Gail Fisher and Mel Kessler. Neil Giuliano. Alice and Ralph Goitia. Lon Griffiths. Pat Hatton. Zeta and Penn Johnson. Harry Mitchell. Jane and Dick Neuheisel. Sue Ringler. Joe Spircali. And welcome back after a couple of years' absence to John Waters. We are honored to be in such esteemed company. Thank you for all you have done and continue to do for Tempe. Our Don Carlos Humanitarians can be spotted by their corsages and lapel decor, beautifully designed by Melissa Lewis of Tabletops, etc. May I ask you all to join us up here for a brief group photo immediately following the ceremony. On to our humanitarian being recognized tonight. It is my pleasure to introduce the mayor of our great city, Mark Mitchell, to read a proclamation.
Thank you, Chris. It truly is an honor to be here with my fellow council members and all the Don Carlos Humanitarian Award winners. Whereas since his childhood in India, Raven Aurora has lived a life of service. And whereas at an early age, Raven Aurora he knew what it meant to be hungry after his family lost everything during the war. Despite his setback, Raven excelled in school and qualified as a chartered accountant, which is equivalent to a CPA. He wrote multiple books and became a consultant. And whereas Raven Aurora involved himself with numerous service organizations, including the All Indian Boy Scouts, Mother Teresa, and the Missionaries of Charity, and served as president of the Leo Lions Club, all before immigrating to America. And whereas in 2003, Raven Aurora opened the Dhaba restaurant in India Plaza, and since that time has brought positive change to the community by providing clothing, bottled water, and daily free meals to those in need. And whereas as a member of the Tempe community for the past 12 years, Raven Aurora has not only contributed to the economic vitality of the people of Tempe, but has also contributed to the financial support and leadership to several local nonprofits. And whereas Raven Aurora upholds the dignity of all people from all walks of life, providing jobs, giving incentives to further education, and encouraging the very best in each person that he meets. And so much so that he is known as uncle to many foreign students and immigrants living in the area, whom he helps with academics and the transition of the new culture. And whereas the City of Tempe is grateful for the leadership and service of Raven Aurora and is proud to honor him as the 2015 Don Carlos Humanitarian of the Year. Now, therefore, I, Mark Mitchell, Mayor of Tempe, Arizona, do hereby declare September 29, 2015 as Raven Aurora Day in Tempe, Arizona. Raven, could you please come forward?
No material belongings, nothing, everything was left behind. They had to start fresh and grew up in long ration lines because food was short. The walk to school was like 5 miles. So the emphasis was just study and accept people, accept your friends, whether color, because color is only in the eye of the people. Said God has no color, religion has no color. So you will go to a school that is diverse, did extremely well, met military research school activities, worked with her, touched by her, moved to Arizona 12 years ago. And then we wanted to build this center because we felt there was need in Arizona for a cultural center like this, which is nowhere in the world. And then we chose Apache because I came from inner city background. People said no because it was crime-ridden, very run-down, blighted neighborhood of Tempe. Why Apache? But I knew we could make a difference in our small way.
He's always giving back to the community. He's always